March Madness 2017, the odds to win the NCAA Tournament, and it is brought to you by OffshoreInsiders.com, the place to go for all your winning picks. Well, as this report is filed, Gonzaga is the favorites to win the national championship. Those odds are based on $100 per bet. So if you bet $100 on Gonzaga and they win it, you will win $800. A lot of people, of course, questioning whether or not a non-Power 5 team can, of course, win the NCAA Tournament. If you think that Duke is going to win it again, you would be paid $1,000 or 10 to 1 based on $100 a bet. And, of course, we're going to have more of these odds coming up in a moment. But as you can see, Virginia, widely considered to be one of the best defensive teams, maybe the best defensive team in the country. They're way up there in the Ken Pom ratings as far as points per possession on defense. They are a relative long shot, I think you could say, a relative long shot at plus 2,200. Again, that would be the equivalent of 22 to 1. And, of course, some of the traditional powers and rebuilt teams, Kentucky and UCLA, each at plus 1,200 or 12 to 1. Villanova, they are 10 to 1 to repeat. You win $1,000 on a $100 bet. And, of course, you know where to go for those award-winning picks. It is always OffshoreInsiders.com, www.offshoreinsiders.com. The hottest picks in the world, of course, led by the Master Lock Line. While the hated rivals, Florida and Florida State, are both 2,500. And then you have a pair of Big 12 teams, West Virginia, having a very good year. Apparently not believing in Baylor. Baylor was the number one team in the country for a good part of the year, but they are listed at 30 to 1 or plus 3,000 on a $100 bet. So apparently the odds makers more than have their doubts. And rounding out some of the other next group of favorites, the among the top 20 favorites, of course, Syracuse has been known to give teams fits when it comes to the postseason, so one might say that they are a potential long shot. Notre Dame quite well coached at plus 5,000 or 50 to 1. And again, you want to know where to go for the best picks. It's always OffshoreInsiders.com. Well, as far as long shots, Butler knows that role of being a Cinderella team, and to be a Cinderella team again, they're at 75 to 1. Of course, it's been a while since they made that deep run back-to-back years under Brad Stevens, who, of course, is with the Boston Celtics, but they made those back-to-back runs to the national championship game. Connecticut, boy, have the mighty fallen. They're plus 10,000 or 100 to 1. They've certainly fallen since Jim Calhoun retired. And talk about how the mighty fallen, but the obvious long shot, Michigan State always seems to outperform themselves when it comes to the NCAA Tournament and March Madness. So they would be the obvious long shot. And at plus 10,000, they certainly more than qualify as a long shot. You want the winning picks not only for March Madness, but any time of the year. Football, baseball, and baseball season just around the corner. Of course, we've got it down to a science at OffshoreInsiders.com, www.offshoreinsiders.com. Wichita State, another team quite familiar with being a Cinderella team, but they are yet again quite the long shot. St. Mary's, one of those teams that known for having some good regular seasons, but haven't been able to quite put it together in the postseason. Could this be the year that they wear the Cinderella slipper? The odds makers say that that is quite the long shot indeed. But again, Stevie Vincent, as you can see, one of those places to go for the best picks in the handicapping universe. He, the best technical handicapper in the world. And Stevie Vincent's picks are exclusively at OffshoreInsiders.com. And now another group of your mega long shots to win the NCAA Tournament. Seton Hall, of course, many, many years ago did make that nice run to the championship game, but, that is long gone, to say the least. But they in the conference, and of course, did win it last year, so you never know. And Memphis with Tubby Smith, if anything, maybe they should have held on to Josh Pastner, as Georgia Tech has been somewhat of a Cinderella team. And there you can see really just the rest are quite the big long shots. Rhode Island and then Tennessee, but they don't really have much of a chance. Ohio State, obviously not one of their better years. Master Lockline to power more than 620 sports services behind each and every play. That goes back to 1980, and we're proud to say that is part of OffshoreInsiders.com. OffshoreInsiders.com is the place to go for your winning sports pick. Doesn't matter the sport, doesn't matter the time of the year. OffshoreInsiders.com.